Hello, I'm Governor Jay Inslee, and I'm pleased to be with you today in honor of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s 93rd birthday. We're here to celebrate Dr. King's life and legacy and to build on the foundation that he laid as we work to become a more perfect union and for our country to live up to its ideals. We know achieving equal opportunity has always been foundational to our country's history, and each of us bears the responsibility to stand up and keep this unalienable right for all Washingtonians. Everyone deserves a fair chance to live to the fullest, to reach their destiny and their dreams. Everyone. In 1998, voters passed Initiative 200, which said that the state should not discriminate against any or grant preferential treatment. But after the initiative was passed, Directive 98.01 was issued by the sitting governor to instruct agencies on how to comply with the initiative. Subsequent court decisions and legal guidance have clarified the scope of options available to state agencies to address evident discrimination. Still today, too many Washingtonians face systemic barriers, discrimination, and inequities that are persistent and prevent them from flourishing and achieving their full potential. Dr. King said that the time is always right to do what is right. Well, in Washington, today is that day to do what is right. 23 long years after Initiative 200 was passed, and I'm doing what is right by signing Executive Order 22-02, which rescinds Directive 98.1 and provides agencies new instructions, which marks our commitment to identify, document, and eradicate discrimination and disparities in all forms for the benefit of all Washingtonians. Last week, I signed Executive Order 22-01 on equity in public contracting, part of our march and our roadmap to contracting equity under the leadership of our Office of Minority and Women's Business Enterprises. Within public employment, state human resources will ensure that all agencies have put in place diversity, equity, and inclusion, anti-discrimination, and reasonable accommodation plans. In addition, all executive and small cabinet agency staff will be responsible for completing a 40-hour-long training created by the Department of Enterprise Services. In public education, the Student Achievement Council will deliver to me a report on student success across subpopulations and the effectiveness of existing programs designed to identify and remedy discrimination in our higher ed system. I will solicit feedback from the Superintendent of Public Instruction on additional steps needed to address discrimination within our K-12 schools. Finally, I'm committed to leading an anti-racist government system and will hold my team and agency leaders to that commitment. The Office of Equity will set the path forward in our upcoming comprehensive strategic plan for the state. In response to that plan, I will be asking all executive and small cabinet agencies to develop their agency's pro-equity, anti-racist strategic plan as the first step toward transforming state government into one that embeds equity and justice into our state culture, our DNA, so everyone has a fair shot at their dream. The rescission of Directive 98.01 does not alter other state and federal legal requirements related to affirmative action, and agencies are required to consult with the Office of Attorney General on how to comply with this directive and applicable laws. I will hold agencies accountable and will convene a cabinet-wide and community summit in October 2022 for agencies to share their progress on implementing this executive order. I recognize the traumatic and long-standing impacts of discrimination, racism, and oppression. And I also recognize that Washington State as a government has responsibility and the ability to make a difference for all of us, employees, people served, current and future generations of our state. This order alone, we know, will not create equity instantly in our state, but it is a necessary next step. As Dr. King said, the arc of the moral universe is long, but it bends towards justice. All of us are responsible for doing our part to bend this arc, and I want to thank our many leaders that have worked for years to improve equity in our state. And I call on all Washingtonians to continue their work on this most important issue. Good luck.